Beautiful. All right. Dear all, we are ready to start the session. I already muted everyone. As I mentioned, you will have got the permission to unmute yourself. We have a Toastmaster who is the Vice President Education at the corporate club Aspire Toastmasters. She's working as a business analyst at Aspire Academy. And she's a certified project manager and a trainer. Let us welcome Toastmaster Amani Amin to be the Master of Ceremonies for the first session. Toastmaster Amani, the stage is yours.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Loud and clear.
I am Amani Amin, and I wish you all great evening. I am delighted to welcome all dignitaries, district, division area, club officials, Toastmasters, and guests to the speech contest orientation training and mock contest organized by District 116. First and foremost, I would request your attention to our district mission. We build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Allow me to take you through the do's and don'ts while attending this meeting. The meeting etiquettes. Except for the speakers, all other attendees' mic will be kept in mute condition to avoid disturbance. The session will be recorded and shared later. To ensure the proper conduct of today's session, we have a talented Toastmaster, Muhammad Nizar, as our timer. To officially open this workshop, it's my pleasure to welcome a seasoned Toastmaster for last 14 years, past president of Qatar Toastmasters Club, past area governor, past division director, past district club growth director, immediate past director program, quality director. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming District 116 Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Talyan K. Sir, the screen is all yours.
Yes, thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Amani Ami. Thank you very much for that nice introduction. District 116 Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Mansoor Moideen. Division Directors, Area Directors, Club Leaders, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and especially the team behind organizing this event. And especially my dear friend Shyam Sundar. He is our man, our last year's DTAC chair, and he's a brain behind all these activities. And fellow Toastmasters, all of you, good evening. It is a pleasure for me to invite all of you to the speech contest orientation and mock contest session. I declare the session open. District 116, whatever we do, always we want to ensure we do things right. That is one of the reasons why we always stand above others in our qualities and deliveries, whatever we are giving it, right? And I'm proud to say, since we achieved the world #1 in the last 2 years, this year, other districts, a lot of districts are following up and approaching us to give some tips and knowledge for them to see how they also can work on that. Our past district directors, Distinguished Toastmaster Rajesh Sundareshan, Distinguished Toastmaster Raghavan Menon, and even we trio and all, we are always in a position to help other districts. Now we are not only considering our district, even we are going to other districts to impart the wisdom and knowledge what we have. Because that is the what you call recognition what District 116 already got. But it is not that simply we got it. It all we achieved because of the sincere, dedicated, and committed effort of all our members. Because we always get into the details. They say, always say in the businesses and all, if you wanted to be successful, we should get into the details. Same way in Toastmasters also, if you want to be successful, we should get into the details. I can vouch you, we never compromise on that. Because I am part of this District 116 ever since it is formed. I can very well confirm that we do. But it is not that district, trio, or division or area, they are only doing it. It is the joint effort of each and every one of our members. Whatever we plan, have ambitions, everything. If one club or one member is not following it or something, that is a black spot for us. So we travel as a district, we travel as one, and that is what the success story of District 116. This year, last year, if you see, all the clubs completed their club contest in person, and out of all the areas, out of only one area they couldn't conduct in person, but the rest, all the areas also conducted their area contest. Then only the COVID issues came up, and we went into the online. But this year, now the club contest season started. Only 2 or 3 clubs, they already had their contest. Some of them had online, some of them had hybrid meeting also. But now today's session is very, very crucial, that the team behind today's session is going to give you what is the best you can do to ensure each and every one feels satisfied after the contest. Keep in mind, our heroes or heroines of this contest is the contestants. They are putting so much of hours in preparation with a lot of ambitions, hope, and we as organizers have to ensure their ambitions are met in a very good way. So this is the thing I want all of you to do that. And one small suggestion, I think our facilitators will take it up in the later stages, which if club is deciding to go for online or in-person or hybrid, I would personally advise avoid hybrid contest, because that is not fair ground for every contestant. I have witnessed that. This is my sincere request to all the clubs. Never ever go for hybrid, because that is not good. But I think the remaining, you will get more details later on in the session. With that, back to you, MC.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Talyan. Since the beginning of pandemic, we all have been enjoying our Toastmaster meetings through online. And last year, we also witnessed all divisions and district contests also were conducted as online contests. And this year, it is mandatory for all areas, divisions, and districts to conduct the speech contests fully online. Even the clubs may conduct their annual speech contest online. All such online contests shall be conducted under the guidance and procedures set by the district. And today, orientation session is inducing us through all these online contest protocols and training on how to conduct a contest online. To facilitate this, we have 2 dedicated and energetic Toastmasters, President of EF Toastmasters, Vice President Public Relations of Aspire Toastmasters, and Assistant Area 23 Director, PQD. He is Vivian's Toastmaster since 2017 and fueled by a passion for learning and training, a photography, and he is also a certified trainer. Professionally, he is working with Aspire Academy as contractors officer and is in Qatar for the last 9 years. An IT manager by profession. She works for LODG, I hope I pronounce it correctly, Systems Middle East, in the field of industrial automation for Hamad International Airport, Qatar. joined Toastmaster in December 2018. She is currently the Vice President, Public Relations of KEF Toastmasters, Public Relations Manager, Division G. Basically from Kerala, India, born and brought up in Qatar, currently settled in Qatar with family for over 10 years. It's my pleasure to welcome Toastmaster Shahrayaz Kandi and Toastmaster Bindo Pillai.
Thank you, MC, for that wonderful introduction. Am I audible? MC, am I audible?
Yes, Bindu, you're audible.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, District 116. All of you are welcome to the orientation for running a speech contest online, followed by a mock contest. The contest season is on. Many clubs around the globe and in District 116 have started with their contest online, in person, and as our district director has said, not advisable, but there are hybrid contests going on as well. You need to traverse the right path to get the right contestants onto the next level. So let's see what's in store for you. This would be the agenda. I would take you through the generic contest requirements, settings for a Zoom contest meeting creation, what needs to be done for a contest, the process flow in general, know the role players that are involved, guidelines and roles for the role players, reference some documentation, FAQ, question and answer session. Now, these are the generic contest requirements. The contest platform for areas, divisions, districts mandated by TI to be Zoom. It has to be online as well, whereas for clubs, you can choose between an direct or online contest. You should have a high-speed, stable internet connectivity. Better to use, advisable to use a laptop, PC, MacBook, anything with a good resolution front camera or a dedicated webcam. A wireless or wired headset, earphone, doesn't matter as long as the contestants are convenient with it. A backup power for an uninterrupted session. A well-lit room with a plain background. Once you have all this, you are all ready for the contest. Let's move on. These are the settings that are required for a contest meeting creation. Right? It is not the same as our generic club meetings. We are all accustomed with all of that. But let's see. So these are the sections under the settings that you need to go. You have security, schedule meeting, in-meeting basic, and in-meeting advanced. So make sure you enable the waiting room. And in the waiting room options, you have an option to put a customized waiting room message or an image or even both. Right? So you can mention, please rename yourselves according to the naming convention, or if you're an audience, don't keep it in generic as iPhone or Galaxy or whatever. You can have a proper name to you so that as long as you are in the waiting room. The schedule, under the schedule meeting, you have mute all participants when they join the meeting to be enabled. In meeting basic, you have the co-host, enable them because you need co-host to assist you with. Screen sharing, enabled. Who can share? Host only. Annotations, disabled. Whiteboard, disabled. Make sure you do all this. We don't want any interruptions from others. Allow participants to rename themselves, enabled. Hide participant profile pictures in a meeting, enabled. You would require this for the judges' anonymity. In meeting advanced, breakout room, enabled. Virtual background, enabled. Right? So these are the generic contest meeting creation settings that you need to follow. This presentation will be shared anyway, so you have these meetings handy. Let's move on to the process flow. So what happens on the contest day, right? The host, there's a host assigned to this, and the host is the first person to log into the Zoom, right? Once he logs in, he allows the co-host to log in. And he should ensure that he logs in at least 30 minutes prior to the contest. So this is very much important. You should be logging in 30 minutes before. You should ensure that you have access to the Zoom account. Everything is okay. You have logged in perfectly, because you need to allow the co-host to come in first. Then you have to create the breakout rooms. Once all this is ready, then you see the participants start getting into the waiting room. Now, this waiting room is very important because you need to ensure that every single person, role player, contest officials, contestants, have to rename themselves according to the naming convention that is provided. You can follow the guidelines for the District 116 speech contest guidelines to see the naming conventions. Moreover, the contest chair or the contest chief judge will be sharing this with all of them. Next, once you're in the waiting room, the host, once the co-hosts are in, the co-hosts are advised what needs to be done. They have been given their own jobs, like assisting with the judges or assisting with the contestants, monitor the participants. So the one who is monitoring the participants will look into who all are attending, whether they are renamed themselves correctly. Then you will be allowed to the main contest room, and the judges will be moved to the judges briefing room. This is the breakout room which is created by the host. Judges and a tally counter will be moved there. The contestants, the contest chair will be moved to the contestant briefing room, right? So let's move on. Now, know your role players. So these are the role players that you have. You have a host on which your backup would be a co-host one. The first co-host would be your backup. Contest manager in general, who conducts the entire, who is responsible for the entire contest, his backup would be the host itself. You have co-host number one, who monitors the mute, admits the attendees, muting, unmuting, chat rooms, all this monitoring. All these are done by the co-host number two. Sorry, co-host number one, and his backup would be either of the co-host 2, 3, 4, any one of them. Co-host number two, he would assist the contestants and the contest chair in the breakout room. Co-host number three, he would be assisting the chief judge, judges in the breakout room and the tally counters. Co-host number four, he is solely responsible for presentation handling and any backup support to the host. Master of ceremonies, you have one, and your backup would be the contest manager. Timer, you have two already. You have a secondary timer in place. So if the first primary timer gets any kind of glitch, any kind of connectivity loss, the secondary timer should pitch in. Ballot counter, there are 2 per contest in general, and for the district you would have 3. And in case you have any issues with the ballot counter, the co-host 3 normally pitches in. Chief judge 1, the backup would be the co-host who is assisting with the judges. Contest chair, again, 1 per contest. For evaluations turntable, you'll have 1 each, and the backup would be the co-host number 3. Judge, minimum of 7 as per the contest level, and you will have additional based on the chief judge. Chief judge will plan accordingly. Contestants as per the eligibility criteria. Reserve your questions. We have a question and answer session at the end. So MC also, you can take a note of any questions that are coming in the chat box so that we can answer it accordingly. Let's move on to the do's and don'ts. Do's: host, co-host, role players, contestants, chief judge, judges, basically the contestants and the contest officials, to use only laptops, desktops in the online contest. We don't want to use any kind of mobile devices. All judges keep their audio, video turned off. This is a must. Keep there for anonymity, as long as they are in the main contest room. Contestants, role players, judges shall be participating only from any one platform. This was already informed, either online, totally online, or in person. No hybrid option available. Use wired connection for internet. This is for your internet stability during the contest. When it comes to the don'ts, contestants can use any virtual background, ideally not advised. Host, not advised. A host can participate in any contest of the event they are playing the role. No. Contestants can log in from multiple devices. No. Use shared Wi-Fi or sit in a far place from the Wi-Fi router. If you're using a wireless, please no. Co-host can admit any attendees during the contest speech is in progress. Again, no. Okay, you have the interim time between the speech contest. That is the only time when the co-host can admit the attendees. Let's move on to the role of a host. The responsibility, conduct a smooth online contest. He is the administrator of the contest. Create, close, assign breakout rooms. Only done by the host. Escort the role players or contestants to the breakout rooms and closing of rooms. Coordinate with the co-host as and when required. Enable disable rights for the role players as and when required. Solve any technical issues. Now, when it comes to the pre-task of the host, you check and confirm the Zoom account. That is a must, because we have faced a situation wherein the password has got locked. So check and confirm the Zoom account and meeting settings prior. You should have a stable internet connection for sure. Maintain a list of the role players. So you should be always in touch to see that all of their role players are active. Orient the co-host, role players, chief judge, conduct a mock drill, agree on the protocol, contestant movements, etc. Breakout rooms, what, how, and what is to be done, and enabling or disabling rights for the role players in advance. Let's move on. Let's see the role for the co-host. The co-host number one, they should admit members from the waiting room, as already said. Verify the name codes for the role players are very important. You mute, unmute your speakers. All these are done by the co-host as and when required. They control the chat room, and chat room would be limited to the host and co-host. So if in case the audience have any glitches or they want to confirm anything, they can message to one of the co-host or host. Follow the instructions of the host and act as host during any sort of contingency. That is when the host leaves the meeting abruptly or anything like that. When it comes to co-host number two, he is responsible for the judges' briefing room to assist with the chief judge, verifying the name codes of the judges, and he should be the last person to vacate the room once the briefing is completed. Again, he is also responsible once the contest is over and the tally counting starts. He is also responsible for assisting the chief judge and the ballot counters at the tally counting room. He should be the last one to leave the room once tally counting is completed. Moving on to the co-host number three, he should be with the contest chair, assisting the contest chair in the contestant briefing. He verifies the names and codes of the contestants, seeing that everything is as per the naming convention. Check audio video settings. Check any technical aspects for the contestants is very important. Normally this is done in advance as well, but still on the day to minimize the timings, this is again done to see that the audio video settings and the space, the screen space is all intact. During the table topics and evaluation contest, you observe the contestants in the breakout room. So you will be in the breakout room with them. Moving on to the co-host number four, he is solely responsible to control the presentation slides. So let's move on. What is the major difference between a host and a co-host? Host starts the meeting, live streaming, breakout room creations, closing, moving participants from one room to another, enable, disable waiting room, making another participant a co-host, ending meeting for all the participants. This can only be done by a host. A co-host does not have access to any of these host controls, right? In case the host requires someone to start a meeting on his or her behalf, he should be assigning them as an alternative host, right? Moving on, let's move on to the guidelines for contestants. So prior to joining the meeting, recommended to use a laptop, PC, MacBook, ensuring a stable internet connectivity. It is the same for all. Use of wireless headset or earphone, because you'll be standing quite far from the laptop. Backup power or alternative for any kind of uninterrupted participation. Good or sufficient lighting in place, in front of the speaker, not at the back. Test your audio settings prior to joining the meeting. Join the meeting well in advance. Keep an alternative communication. This is already agreed with the contest chair, that what would be your alternative mode of communication, or WhatsApp or mobile, right? Keep your laptop elevated to your eye level. Should allow 360-degree view of the room when requested. This is especially for the table topics and the evaluation contestants. Ensure there is no background noise. Prior to start of the speech, keep your mobile in silent mode. Check your audio and video prior to starting your speech. Enable the speaker's view. Pin the timer so that you have them both side by side. Position yourself as briefed in the breakout room, what you have agreed with the co-host and the contest chair. Position yourself accordingly. Keep your mobile, on completion of speech, keep your audio, video off and stay in the main room. This is important. Now, while joining the meeting, this is for the role players. You join in, enter your Zoom with your correct naming convention. Judges shall use the code which is advised by the chief judge. Mic always in muted condition. Individuals shall keep their camera in off condition all the time, especially for the judges. Switch on the camera only in the breakout room when the co-host requests you to do so. Speakers, there is contest chair, timer, speakers, camera will be on only when they speak. During the contest, no one will be allowed to use the chat room. Again, when it comes to the audience, the guidelines of the audience, while joining the meeting, enter the Zoom with your actual name. You should cooperate in this regard. All should have their names accordingly to validate that you are. Mic for all should be muted in general. Individuals shall keep their camera in off condition all the time. Chat room will be disabled during the contest. If you have any questions, send a personal message to the co-host, right? So from here on, I hand over the baton to my co-trainer, Toastmaster Sharia Skandi.
Thank you, Bindu, for that lovely going through all the role settings and everything which the contest team has to go through. Now, let's get on to the role players, like starting from the timer, the chief judge, the ballot counters, the contest, what they have to do before the contest, during the contest, and after the contest. So let's begin with the timer. So for a timer, first and foremost, he has to make sure that he has already received the timer sheet from the chief judge. And if something goes wrong with his camera or it doesn't work, the virtual background doesn't work, he needs to have the colored cards handy. And during the contest day, ensure that he logs into the meeting time on time before, like soon after the contest, the host has started the meeting. Change as per the timing or the naming convention given by the host, and ensure that he is already briefed by the chief judge, and to ensure that he has a stand-up timer in case something goes wrong with him. And during the contest, he has to ensure clear instructions from the contest chair regarding the speaking order, properly ensure that he has the list of all the contestants in the right speaking order. And if for any chance, if a contestant is disqualified, note that in his timing record. And if he faces any technical difficulties, ensure to whom he has to contact. So for example, he has a co-host and he has the contact details for all these, the contingency players, which the host will announce prior to the meeting. And in some cases, it's ideal to use a camera which has, because now of the latest laptops will have a small shutter which you can block out the camera. But if that facility is not available, simply use a black mask or a black tape, put it over the camera, then use the virtual background. Then you will not have any issues in like masking the virtual background. So the speakers, the contestants, the audience will exactly see the color cards or the virtual backgrounds you will use as your virtual background. And ensure you don't have any audible making devices near to you, just to avoid any disruption from conducting your role. And once the contest is over, you prepare the timing record sheet and send it to the chief judge by WhatsApp or the medium which the chief judge has instructed you to do. Pinto, could you please, what is the next slide? Coming to the chief judge, prior to joining the meeting, as a chief judge, he has to clearly know all the proper, like the speech, the updated speech contest rule book from the Toastmasters International, the online contest exceptions from the Toastmasters International, and also the District 116 online contest statement of procedures issued from the district last year. And once he knows who are the judges, ensure that they all have received the judges guide and ballot. They're aware of the speech contest rule book and also the judges certificate of eligibility and code of ethics. Then for the timer, he has to send the email timer sheet, allocate a unique code for all the judges, prepare a directory of all the judges, ballot counter, and timers with their identifying codes and their contact details. And also share it with, most importantly, he has to share it with the host or the co-host. And also request all the judges to keep a printout of the judging sheet in advance. And District 116 mandates to use ballot sheets provided by TI. So the chief judge will not accept any paper print, or the judges have marked their ballots in a plain paper, which will not be accepted by the chief judge. It has to be the voting ballot from the Toastmasters International. And during the judges briefing, this all will be the same as in a regular contest. The only difference is that this will be done in a breakout room with the assistance of a co-host and the ballot count, in the presence of ballot counters. Understand what is the process the chief judge has and the judges has to follow in case of any protest. He has to ensure what is the judging criteria, and it will also mark who will be the tie-breaking judge. Moving on, during the contest, the chief judge will have to closely monitor the contest, what's happening in the contest, right from the beginning the contest has happened. And he will ensure all the judges who are assigned for the contest are present in the meeting. With the assistance of co-host, he can ensure that all the judges are present. And after the contest by WhatsApp, he will collect all the voting ballots from the assigned judges. He will request the timer's report from the timer. And once this is over, all the votes have been received, he will inform the host to create a breakout room, and along with the co-host, they will be moved into a breakout session along with the ballot counters. And in the ballot counting room, the chief judge will open up the tally counting sheet, which is in an Excel sheet, and he will open up the WhatsApp or the voting ballots received from the judges through WhatsApp. And a control will be given to the ballot counter to enter all the voting results as per the voting ballots from the judges. And once the results have been collated, he will ensure a verification from the ballot count, the standard ballot count, if all the information has been correct. And this verification will be done just before he officially pass off the results to the contest chair. Next slide, please, Bindu. So what are the important things which a voting judge has to do? Make sure that he has received the voting ballot from the chief judge. At maximum, they have to use a laptop or a PC to attend the contest. This is to ensure that they have a clear view of all the contestants. And at any cost, it should be always in the speaker's view. not in any gallery view. And ensure that he is in a quiet room and he has 100% attention to the speeches. Since we are all working or maybe attending our contest in the house, there could be distractions from our kids, but you have to ensure the undivided attention to the speeches. So try to make sure that you are in a quiet and safe place. And once the contest is over, you have to fill the ballot, sign it on it, and make a photo from your mobile phone and send the bottom portion of the voting ballot to the CJ or the chief judge by a WhatsApp. And all the time, be available for any communication in case if there is any protest. So the voting judge's role is not complete once he pass off the voting ballots to the chief judge. There might be any occurrence of any protest from the speakers or the contestants or any by the contest chair. So in such cases, the availability of a voting judge has to be ensured. Next slide, please, Bintu. And as a ballot counter, his role is to ensure that in the ballot counting session, he support the chief judge to enter the voting results received from the voting judges in the tallying tallying sheet given by the WhatsApp tallying session from the chief judge. And he will also support the CJ in verifying the ballots all received. And this is the most important activity from a ballot counter. In the ballot counting session or in the ballot breakout room, the chief judge will open up the tally counter sheet and the data or the results will be entered by the first ballot counter, verifying the voting ballots received from the voting judges. And he will verify the winner's notification and result received from the chief judge. Next slide, please. Bindu. Yes. As a contest chair, what are the roles and responsibilities? Prior to joining the contest, be well aware of the speech contest rulebook, online contest exceptions from the Toastmasters International and from the district. Refer to the clause 5.6 of the District 116 online speech contest procedure and guidebook. And email all the documents, required mandatory documents to all the contestants and get them signed prior before the contest. The 3 mandatory forms are the speaker certification of eligibility and originality forms, the contestant profile form, and the contestant video release form, especially for the international speech contest. And advise contestants to download Zoom and go to the technical setup checked by the contest committee. Contact the timers and send the colored backgrounds to be used and ensure backdrop color cards are available with both the timers. And send the speaker certification of eligibility and originality forms of all contestants to the chief judge. Next slide, please, Bindu. So prior to the contest day, the contest chair will invite all the contestants for a special Zoom meeting, which is for the orientation. And they will inform or brief the contestant with all the contest procedures, especially with regards to the online contest. And they have to get the speaking order via random.org. It's a website where they can utilize how to get the random speaking order. Randomize it 8 times. What it means is if you have 8 contestants, do it 8 times. If for a club, you might have maybe 10, 13, any number. So randomize it by the number of contestants for that contest. Then once you have the speaking order, inform the chief judge and also the contest manager. Introduce a co-host to the contestants. Circulate the details of the contestants with the co-host. And instruct the contestants to log into the Zoom using their credentials and the naming convention issued by the chief judge. And procedure to be adopted during any technical glitches, what they have to do prior to the speech, during the speech, and in case the contestant couldn't participate. And familiarize the contestant with the breakout room process, what they have to do, especially for the table topics and the evaluation contest. Maybe some of the participants are like, they might be like doing it for the first time, how to get into a breakout room or move out to a breakout room. So you have to make sure that all the contents are completely familiarized with this breakout room concept. And once they are in the contest, what are the processes they have to follow? And finally, the contest chair will proceed introducing the speaker. This is during the contest day. Next slide, please, Bindu. And during the contest, during the contestant briefing in the breakout room, invite all the contestants to the briefing room with the help of the host, co-host, and review the speaking order again, and make sure the contestant settings and adjust if any required with the assistance of co-host or the contest manager. And make sure they have renamed, all the contestants are renamed as per the naming convention, if not done yet. And review the technical glitch situation and alternate communication in case something goes wrong from their end. Review the display timer screen, and for the contestants to familiarize pinning the timer, how to pin the timer before they start their speech. And after the speech is over, the contestants will wait for the contest chair to acknowledge and switch off the camera and mute mic. Also, the special instructions for table topics and evaluation. And after the contest, provide participation certificates for all contestants and announce the final results received from the chieftain. So these are the important documents which starts from the contest chair, the contestants, the role players, and the chief judge, the judges. Everyone will have to go through the judges' guide and ballot, speech contest rule book, certification of eligibility, and code of ethics. So all the documents which we have referred in this presentation, you will have to go through. Next slide, please. So as an online contest, there are high chance at any time the contestant or the participant will have to go through some possible glitches. Most commonly, a possible glitch is the participant or the contestants will lose their internet connectivity, especially for host. If something goes wrong, the co-host will automatically become the host. One of the co-hosts will become the host. And if no one is assigned as a co-host, the person who is holding the account, this pro account, will become the host. And as for co-host, backup co-host will take up the role. And host has to ensure that if the last co-host is also lost, someone will have to as assigned as a co-host. Next slide, please, Bindu. So now we have completed our short presentation on how to conduct the online contest. If you have any questions, let's have it for 10 minutes. And I can go on and show the demo how to, especially from the host perspective, what has to be done. So we'll take maybe 3 or 4 questions to manage the time. If anyone will have any questions, please unmute yourself and make sure that you don't interrupt any other questions.
May I? This is Kumar Natarajan.
Please.
Yeah, thanks for this wonderful presentation on the steps of going through everything.
Okay.
Will this presentation be available for us for references as well as the sets of forms and everything which we have to, the ballot sheets? Do we have to supply them electronically? Like, is it in an electronic form which has to be printed and then given, or how this? You said like
yes,
it has to be marked picture.
I'm sorry, come again.
No, you said you have to fill the form and then take a picture and send it by.
Exactly, yeah. So before the contest, the contest manager will identify the judges and the list of all the judges will be passed to the chief judge. So the chief judge will ensure that all the contests or all the voting judges will receive the official ballot guide and the judges ballot guide, and they have to fill the eligibility form and everything and return it to the chief judge. And during the contest, he will have to have this official ballot guide and mark the results exactly in that ballot guide, not in a plain paper or something. And it has to be taken a photo and send it to the chief judge via WhatsApp. So these all process has been clearly explained in the District 116 contest or online contest statement of procedures. Consider this document as a Bible. So every role player who will be taking part in online contest for their club, area, division, or district will have a thorough understanding of these procedures mentioned in this statement of procedures.
Thank you. Is that what is provided in that link which you were showing in as one
Yes,
of?
we will provide through, because the district has identified a few Toastmasters who will be acting as the reference for any online contest. So through them, we'll request this has to be shared with all the clubs under their divisions.
When will this happen?
We can start right away. I think since a few clubs have already started their online contest, and this is already the contest season, we will ensure that this is being done in the next couple of days.
Yeah, that would be great. I think, as you said, there has been a lot of contests which are lined up in the next, starting in the next week or so. So great. Thank you very much.
Even this evening, there is a club contest going on. Anyway, any more questions? So shall we quickly move on to the demo?
Here I would request our program quality director also to mention about that 14 ambassadors for online for each division what's been.
Thank you, Shyam. In fact, thank you, Shyam. In fact, I had requested all the division directors to depute 2 people from each division who will work along with our IT manager Ram, and of course, this team that includes Sharias and Bindu as well, who will be helping out the clubs, areas, and the division, particularly the particular division that they're representing, and through them the document will be shared, if possible today itself. Yeah, we can share it today itself, tonight itself. Sharias. Yes. Thank you, Shyam.
Sharias, this is Martin. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please, Martin.
You mentioned about the role of role of the host in that. From the explanation, in an online contest, the host needs to be somebody who is technically familiar and capable of handling all the Zoom operations, complex operations. Do we have anybody like a panel, the district or the divisions? Do we have a panel of people who are familiar with that, who could support the divisions and the clubs and the areas?
We have, the district has, like just a while ago, our district PQD has announced under every division there are 2 Toastmasters identified for this role, and probably they'll be acting as like your guides for the online contest under those particular divisions. Like I understand that especially under the perspective of a host, it can be quite challenging. That's the reason why we have also included a short demo how to include like what a host has to do. Since we need around 10-15 minutes and slightly going over the time, can I show what has to be done?
Yes, please, Sharias, go ahead. Yeah, you can take the questions if in case we have time at a later stage, or maybe we'll address it personally. Any questions you have, you may forward it to
please
one of these Sharias or Bindu or myself or Shyam. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, PQD, and thanks, Martin, for that question. I believe this short demo will resolve some of your concerns about hosting the online contest.
Thank you.
So now you can see here, as a host, this is my window for the Zoom. Starting with the basic, as a host, highly recommended that every person who will be taking up the role as a host to get familiarized by all the controls in the Zoom application. It's a pretty good application for conducting the contest and all. But as a host, it is important that you need to understand all the basic controls. So starting off with the microphone, stop video. In some cases, especially during the contest, some contestants will not be audible. But we can see here his microphone or under mute state, and he has unmuted, and nobody's able to hear him. So as a host, you can ask him to press here mute next to the microphone and check if he has selected the right microphone. So this is that control where he has to ensure he has selected the right microphone. So when he speaks, it is audible to the audience. And this security tab where you can enable the waiting room. For this meeting, there is no waiting room enabled. So as a host, it is important that you need to enable the waiting room. And share screen means currently it is disabled for all the participants except for the host. And for some reason, if you have to allow a participant to share the screen, you can click here and activate it. But as a host, I would suggest you have to deactivate the screen sharing for the participants. And if for some reason, if a contestant has to share the screen, allow him or momentarily allocate him as the co-host or allow him the co-host right, so he can also share the screen. Then comes the most important part, which is the breakout rooms. Right now you can see I have 3 breakout rooms. Okay. Once the host allows the co-host, the next step for him is to allow the chief judge and the judges. And before that, ensure that all the judges have been renamed as per their court naming convention. Okay. Then allow the contestants and the contestants and make sure they also have completed their renaming. Then you have to create the breakout rooms. As of now, there are already 3 breakout rooms created. So you can rename it. For example, the first contest room as a judges briefing room. The second one as, let's say, contest evaluation, because most probably every event will have 2 contest evaluation room, briefing room. And also the third one as contest TT breakout room. Okay. Now, like we explained in the session, in the presentation earlier, only the host has that control to allow or assign the participants to a breakout room. So I'm going to assign a few players here, a few role players. The judges, let's say I've selected all the ADs as our judges. Okay, now go to the contest. Okay, assign for the contest evaluation briefing room. Select a few participants. Similarly for the final contest room. Okay, once you have properly assigned all the required participants under each contest or the breakout room, then you have to press open all rooms. Make sure that you open the rooms only you have identified all the breakout rooms wanted, and you have assigned the participants to each breakout room. Now, whoever which I have assigned, they will be starting to receive the invitation to join the breakout room. And under each breakout room, I can see if they have joined or not. Okay, now let's assume the required briefing for each breakout room has been completed. And as a host, it is paramount to know that you have to close all rooms. And as a host, when you press that close all rooms, there'll be a message going to all the breakout rooms saying that the host has closed the breakout rooms, and you will have 50 seconds, you will have 60 seconds to go back or exit from the breakout room and go back to the main contest room. So I can still see people are coming back to the main contest room. We'll have to wait until all the breakout rooms will be closed. Okay. Now the host has the privilege to open all these rooms again, but highly suggested that you delete the room right after the breakout or the briefing session has been completed. Delete all those rooms. I'll tell you why we have to delete. And during, let's say we are in the evaluation contest or in the table topics contest, and you want to create a room, okay, just for escorting all the contestants except for the first speaker or the first contestant to the breakout room. And when you click open all rooms, let's say that we haven't deleted all those previously created 3 rooms, and you have created a new room for the contestants breakout room. When you press open all rooms, all those previous attendees or the participants who have received the invitation prior will again start to receive saying that this room has been opened and you are invited to join that particular breakout room. So especially when we have judges, they will find it a lot of inconvenience to it. So that's why we suggest to delete all those breakout rooms and start afresh. Now again, I can recreate or just press add room, rename it to the contestants breakout room or for the table topics, and again open all rooms. And repeat the same process until the last contestants have been brought to the main contest room and the speech is over. Delete it, and again create a new room for the ballot counting session after the contest. So this is how a breakout room, which is the most important aspect in the online contest. I'm sure that the first time host will have a little bit difficulty to understand the breakout room concept. Anything more we'll have to show here? Anyone, any questions regarding this demo for the breakout rooms? We have 2 minutes to start the mock contest. It can be tricky, for a first time, it can be quite tricky. But once you follow the process, it will be very simple for everyone to follow through.
Breakout rooms should be created only on the same day, or prior can the breakout rooms be created?
You can create even before the contest. When you schedule the meeting, you can create or get the rooms created, name it properly, then open all the rooms. But before you open the rooms, make sure that you have assigned or allocated that participants under each breakout room. Because once you open the rooms, then you cannot do it again for, let's say that you have to create a new room. Then it's not possible. Once you open the room, then you have to close all those rooms, then open again.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
Practice makes this practice makes perfect. Before you actually do the contest, make sure that you know how to create the breakout rooms, practice assigning the participants, moving them back and forth from the contest room or to the breakout room. So practice it well. Okay, so, and one more thing, especially for those people, if you can see here, if I want to assign a new person as a co-host, under that person, press more and make co-host. And if you want to revoke any of the co-host rights, you can select more and just select this withdraw co-host permission. Ideally, not to allow too many persons in a contest with the co-host rights. Identify those persons and, like we explained in the presentation, assign the roles for each co-host what they have to do. Are we having any more questions regarding this demo for the breakout rooms concept?
I think it's time for us the mock contest now.
Yes, it's almost 7:40. Okay. So thank you so much for this opportunity for us to present the orientation for the speech contest and also a short demo. Let's move on to the next session, which is the mock contest. Give me a second.
Amani, you may please begin. All right, okay, I think I'll take over. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shahriaz and Bindu Pillai, for the excellent presentation. Now, nothing is easy, before you get into this process and understanding it in detail, it might look complicated and tough. But at one point for Shahriaz, Sham, Bindu, and everyone who have been, with this process also probably went through the same. So once you understood, once you get to know in detail through similar presentations, I'm sure things will be easy for you. And thank you so much for the detailed presentation, Shahriaz and Bindu. For the last 1 week or more, they have been they're taking a lot of efforts in giving this presentation today. And at the beginning, I was mentioning that one of the past presidents of India, the late APJ Abdul Kalam, we used to refer him as the missile man of India because he was instrumental in designing many missiles for India. Likewise, I was mentioning that we have one person who needs to be given such a name, which is Shyam Sundar, when it comes to Zoom and online contest. Thank you, Shyam Sundar, for your guidance, advice, and every time, and making this happen. Thank you so much. Now, as in one of the Hindi movies dialogue, it says, "Picture abhi baki hai, there are a lot more to come. Don't leave now." When the orientation was over, I saw a few people leaving. Now the real mock contest is to happen here for you to see. District Director and everyone who have gathered here today, once again, good evening. And I declare the mock contest number 1 of District 116 open. Over to you, Amani.
Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, welcome to District 116 mock contest. We are meeting today to witness how an online speech contest is conducted and experience the contest flow happening on Zoom application. Today, we will conduct only table topic, evaluation, international speech. Please note that for the purpose of managing all 3 contests in the next hour, 20 minutes, the length of international speech will be shortened. As this is a mock contest, kindly note the following. The participation of certificates distribution ceremony will only be conducted for the first contest. All participation certificates for the contest will be distributed to them after the contest. There will be no announcement of the winners. The chief judge for all 3 contests will be the same. The timers and the ballot counters for all 3 contests will be also the same. Our chief judge for the mock contest is Toastmaster Shyam Sundar. Our timer for this mock contest are Toastmaster Muhammad Nizar and Toastmaster Bulbul Ahmed. Our ballot counters for this mock contest are Toastmaster Ashok Bindi and Toastmaster Ramarajan. Please forgive me if I pronounce the names differently. Even throughout it's a mock-up contest, I guarantee that we will still have great deal of fun and excitement in listening to all contestants. Finally, I want to thank all the contestants and the role players for volunteering in this mock contest for us to learn and experience online speech contest. We will now begin our first mock online speech contest for today, the table topic speech. Table topic speech contest, and that is led by Toastmaster, who has Masters in English Literature from University of Sheffield, UK, has been teacher for French, English, and literature for 15 years. She loves her books and music. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Jamendri Liangi.
Thank you, MC. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. A very warm welcome to all of you to District 116 Online Table Topics Speech Mock Contest. For a lot of us, it's not easy to think and speak on our feet. Yet, it is an important and a much sought after skill. And that is why in Toastmasters, we lay such importance to table topics, because it gives us an opportunity to practice thinking and speaking quickly and presenting our thoughts in a clear and organized manner with minimum preparation. Before we begin, I would like to explain the purpose of the contest. The purpose of today's contest are to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities and to recognize the best as encouragement to all, to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training. All contestants have been briefed, and I've collected their signed documents citing their eligibility. They've also been informed on the online speech procedure and effective delivery of speech on this platform. To ensure the proper conduct of today's online contest, we have a team of selfless Toastmasters who will serve as our role players. Our chief judge, timers, and ballot counters have already been announced by our MZ and remains the same for this contest. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 contestants competing today in this mock contest. Contestants, please turn your videos on. The speaking order is as follows. Contestant 1, Ahmed Shah. Contestant 1, Ahmed Shah. Contestant 2, Akhil Chandran. Contestant 2, Akhil Chandran. Contestant 3, Abbas AM. Contestant 3, Abbas AM. So there we have all the speakers. Let's give all of our contestants a virtual round of applause. All contestants.
I have a suggestion. Can we see the contestant 2 and 3 as well?
Yes.
Yeah, contestant 2 is visible. Contestant 3. Yeah, thank you. We are good to. Yeah, please continue.
All contestants can now switch off their cameras. All the contestants and judges have been informed about the contest rules. Highlights are as follows. Contestants will receive no advanced knowledge of the topic until the moment they are introduced by the contest chair. Contestants must not use digital or other devices during the contest to gain an unfair advantage. When the contest begins, all contestants except the first shall leave the contest room and will be assisted to transfer in a breakout room under the supervision of the contest co-host. Once the contestant has confirmed preliminary checks on audio and video, I will flash the topic on screen and read the same topic twice. I shall introduce the speaker's name, topic, then the speaker's name. All table topic speeches shall be from 1 to 2 minutes. Contestants who speak less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds will be disqualified. Timing will begin with the contestant's first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. The timer will use the green virtual background at 1 minute and remain on for 30 seconds. The yellow virtual background at 1.5 minutes and remain on for 30 seconds. The red virtual background at 2 minutes and remain on until the speech is concluded. No signal will be used to indicate if a speaker goes over time. However, in the event of a technical failure, the speaker will be given a 30-second grace period. The contestant must pin the timer screen to be aware of the time elapsed. Speech duration is not considered by the judges. Protests are limited to eligibility and originality and must only be submitted by voting judges and contestants, and they already have been briefed on the procedure. Chief Judge, may we now proceed with the contest?
Yes, contest chair, with a confirmation from the host, the breakout rooms, everything is ready. Host, can you confirm? And have
Yes,
you
Chief
moved?
Judge, the breakout rooms are created, and I can now move the second and the third speaker to the breakout room along with the co-host.
Yeah, and also move me
Do
also along
you
with
want
the
me?
breakout room as well, me as well.
Sure.
Thank you. Contest chair, just hold on for my signal to start.
Evening, Shahriaz, Toastmaster Shahriaz. Shahriaz, can you hear me?
Yeah, but just a second. I'm assigning the people to the breakout rooms. Please confirm you have received the invitation to join the breakout room.
Shahriaz, is it Abbas AM? If so, he has to rename.
Oh, I see. He's still in his name.
All right, if you are unable to connect, then probably you can move the second contestant and we'll start now.
Yes, all the contestants from 2 to 3 are in the breakout room, but let's wait for the Chief Judge to confirm to start the contest.
You have moved the Surgeon at Arms also there, right? To the
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Kumar Swami, the co-host, Kumar Swami will be there to monitor.
Contest chair, all the
Yes.
contestants have been secured in the breakout room. The contest is good to proceed. Over to you.
Let the contest begin. Contest host. Right, let's move on. Let us welcome contestant number 1, Ahmad Shah. Let's give him a big round of applause. Ahmed, is your mic unmuted and video switched on?
Yeah, my mic is unmuted and video is on.
Have you pinned the timer 1, Nizar, and is the timer visible on your screen?
Yeah, timer is visible on the screen.
Please repeat after me. This is an audio video check for table topic speech mock contest.
This is an audio video check for table topic mock contest.
I confirm that you are both visible and audible. Judges, please make sure you keep your screens on speaker view to enable clear judging. Contest host, can you please allow me to share my screen?
You can now.
Thank you. Contestant number 1, Ahmed Shah. If you were a billionaire in Doha for one night, if you were a billionaire in Doha for one night, Ahmed Shah.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and my dear judges. If I am a billionaire for one day in Doha, I will run away from Doha to back to my native place. We all are here for the purpose of making money. Of course, no one can deny it. But that billion is enough for one night, billionaire. It's a dream. It's not a dream. It's a fantasy. It's a fantasy. What I like to do, just fly away from Doha, go back to your country, and enjoy your rest of life. Anyhow, it is not possible, I know. Even in our childhood, we all have those dreams to become a billionaire in one night. But you didn't say for the next morning, you will be back to the same guy. If it is same to normal, then I say, I don't want to become a billionaire for that one night, because I don't want to cry, which I lost from the yesterday. So fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, we all have to chase our dreams, but not for one day billionaire. Our dream is to become a billionaire in our positive thinkings, in all our hard work is not for one day, should not last for one day. It should last for till the end of our life. Back to Contestant.
Thank you, Ahmed Shah. We'll have a minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots.
Chair, the second speaker is here, the second contestant.
Okay. Let's welcome contestant number 2, Akhil Chandran. Let's give him a big round of applause. Akhil, is your microphone unmuted and video switched on?
Yes. Am I audible and am I visible?
Yes, you are. Have you pinned the timer 1 and is the timer visible on your screen?
Yes.
Please repeat after me. This is an audio-video check for the table topic speech mock contest.
This is an audio-video check for the mock contest.
I confirm that you are both visible and audible. Judges, please keep your screens on speaker view to enable clear judging. Contestant number 2, Akhil. If you were in Doha for one night, if you were a billionaire.
Wait. Host, can you please mute others, please?
Contestant, just hold on.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, please, quickly.
Akhil, contestant number 2, Akhil. If you were a billionaire in Doha for one night. If you were a billionaire in Doha for one night. Akhil Chandran, contestant number 2.
Thank you. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guest. It was a story of 19 years. When it begins, the stadium was full. The star players were on the ground, and the roaring sound of
Contestant, there seems to be some glitch from the contestant side. Timers, please pause the time. Where you taken? And the contestants would have 30 seconds on technical glitch. Let me call the contestants on the speaker. Timer, just pause it. Don't start till I ask you to, please. Calling the contestant.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, Toastmaster Akhil. It looks like there's some technical glitch on your side.
Yeah, I have a network problem.
Okay, so what we can do as per the rule is we can give you 30 seconds for the technical glitch to get fixed. After 30 seconds, your time would start and keep running. Yep, try your best to log within 30 seconds. Yep.
Okay, thank you, but I doubt I cannot be able to reconnect it.
No, as per rule, we will give you 30 seconds anyway, you earn it. So after 30 seconds, your time would start. And after that also, if you're not able to connect, so yeah, unfortunately, you may lose the opportunity. Yep, all the best. Hopefully you come back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Timer, kindly start 30 seconds as a technical glitch time we give and indicate me with a red once the 30 seconds over.
Hello.
Toastmaster, your time has started ticking now. You are into the contest. Are you able to reconnect?
No, Toastmaster Shamsundar. It's going to be difficult for me.
Okay, so our sympathies, I mean, we need to move on by removing you, and then we'll move on with the contest. Thank you so much, and sorry about that. Best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Contester, for the sake of contest, and contestants are consented that he's not able to come back, I think we need to move on. And for judges, they'll be judging as they have heard. Thank you.
Let's move on with the contest. Contest host, can you please confirm that contestant number 3 is in the room?
The message is put across. I'm just waiting for the contestant to join. Yes, he's back in the main contest room.
Let's welcome contestant number 3, Abbas AM. Let's give him a big round of applause. Abbas, is your microphone unmuted and video switched on?
It's unmuted and my video is switched on.
Have you pinned the timer 1 and is the timer visible on your screen?
Yes, the timer is visible in my screen now.
Please repeat after me. This is an audio video check for table topic speech mock contest.
This is an audio video check for the mock contest.
I confirm that you are both visible and audible. Judges, please keep your screens on speaker view to enable clear judging. Contestant number 3, Abbas. If you were a billionaire in Doha for one night. If you were a billionaire in Doha for one night. Contestant number 3, Abbas.
Being a billionaire is, of course, a miracle. So all these miracles may happen. But for me, I'm always a billionaire because I set my mindset as a billionaire. So even though if it is a one night, you can do many things. Contest chair, respected judges, dignitaries, fellow Toastmasters, a very warm good evening. We all are rich with our thoughts, with our money, with our habits, with our character, with our action. Then there is no difference. Either you are a billionaire in one night or maybe 1 week or 1 month. I will do many things because everything is planned in my calendar. What I have to do tomorrow, what I have to do tonight. So the list is already prepared and everything is ready with me to support my fellow beings with different ways. So the list is really big. So there is no problem. I can do so many things with this lucky night. Understand?
Thank you, Abbas. Please give him a round of applause. There'll be 3 minutes now for the judges to finalize their ballot and subsequently submit it to the chief judge.
Contestant, let's move on to the participation certificate ceremony.
Okay. To recognize all the contestants' hard work and contribution at this level, we'll be presenting them with a certificate of participation. So I'll do this in speaking order. Ahmad Shah, Akhil Chandran, Abbas AM. And that, my friends, concludes the District 116 online table topics speech mock contest. That is it from me for now. I hand it over back to you, MC.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chamandari. We will move on to the second category of our online speech contest for today, the evaluation contest. Our contest chair has completed the graduation in English and currently doing Master in MA Psychology. Joined Toastmaster a year back with an aspiration to be better communicator. In this short time, she has achieved Best Speaker Award, 3rd position in World Malayalam Toastmaster Speech Competition. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Shadia Sharif.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amani Amin, for the introduction. Speak in such a way that others love to listen to you, and listen in such a way that others love to speak to you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. We are now at the second leg of today's competitions. Welcome to District 116 Toastmasters Online Evaluation Contest 2020. We have two main purposes for the competition: to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities and to recognize the best as encouragement to all; to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training. All contestants have been briefed and the documents citing their eligibility have already been collected. They have also been informed on the online speech procedure and the ways to effectively deliver the speech on this platform. To ensure the proper conduct of today's online contest, we have a team of selfless Toastmasters who will serve as our role players. Our chief judge for evaluation contest will be our PQD, Toastmaster Mansoor Maideen. Timers and ballot counters have already been announced by our MC and remains the same for this contest. Ladies and gentlemen, we have two contestants competing today. Contestants, please turn your video on. Contest hosts, kindly confirm if all the contestants' videos are on. The speaking order
Yes,
for the
the videos are on.
Thank you. The speaking order for the contest is as follows. Contestant number 1, Haris Babu. Contestant number 1, Haris Babu. Contestant number 2, Yuvandi Costa. Contestant number 2, Yuvandi Costa. So there we have all two speakers for the evaluation contest. Let's give them a round of applause. All contestants, kindly switch off your cameras. All the contestants have been informed about the contestant rules. Highlights are as follows. A test speaker will deliver a 4 to 6 minute speech for evaluation. All contestants shall evaluate the same test speech. After the test speech, all contestants will be moved in a breakout room where they will be doing their written evaluations for 5 minutes under the supervision of the co-host. At the end of 5 minutes, the first contestant will be moved back to the main contest room to proceed his evaluation. All evaluation speeches shall be from 2 to 3 minutes. Contestants who speak less than 1 minute, 30 seconds or more than 3 minutes and 30 seconds will be disqualified. Timing will begin with the contestant's first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. The timer will use the green virtual background at 2 minutes and remain on for 30 seconds. The yellow virtual background at 2.5 minutes and remain on for 30 seconds. The red virtual background at 3 minutes and remain on until the speech is concluded. No signal will be used to indicate if a speaker goes over time. However, in the event of a technical failure, the speaker will be given a 30-second grace period. The contestant must pin the timer screen to be aware of the time lapsed. Speech duration is not considered by the judges. Protests are limited to eligibility and originality and must be lodged by voting judges and contestants, and they have already been briefed on the procedure. Chief Judge, may we now proceed with the contest?
Yes, you may please.
Thank you. Let the contest begin. Contest host, kindly confirm if the test speaker is in the room.
Yes, contest, I confirm the speaker is here.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, our test speaker, Ranjit Sugumar. Let us welcome him with a round of applause.
Which is more painful, missing something by a small margin or by a large margin? Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, a warm good evening. I am Ranjit Sugumar. I hail from Alappuzha, the city of canals, a small district in Kerala state in India. I spent my childhood mostly away from my hometown because my parents were working in North Kerala. And I was a day scholar during my engineering college days. I say this everywhere thinking that at least someone will miss the day part of the day scholar. I was an ordinary student. I graduated at the worst time of the century, the recession of 2001. Bangalore was generally the destination for every IT guy after passing out. One of my seniors who came to our college told us that if you throw a stone in Bangalore, it will either hit a dog or an IT engineer. To my surprise, when I reached Bangalore, there were not many dogs. My fear of dogs turned into fear of engineers. During the recession time, the security guys were acting as the HR executives to filter out the resumes, looking at the keywords in the resumes. In order to get rejected also, we need to wait in a long queue. After months of job hunt, I landed my first job in 2002. While working there for a few months, I got an opportunity to go to Kuwait. I joined an IT outsourcing company over there. Like any young yearners, I was ready to step into my next step in life, marriage. I met my partner Sindhu in an online matrimony site, and we got married in a couple of weeks. Life continued, and I got a chance to work in Qatar for a project in Qatar Petroleum. I finished that project and I went back to Kuwait as usual. And surprise came in the form of a phone call from my project counterpart in QP, saying that there are a few vacancies available and applied. Sindhu and I moved to Qatar in 2012, and a year later, a new light came to our life as Naftej, my son. I was sharing office with one of my colleagues at that time, whom we fondly called Koya. He was pursuing me to attend Toastmasters meeting many times, but I was reluctant. I had him ordering food for the meeting a couple of times. This gave me an additional push to attend the meeting. Not only the meeting, not only the food, the meeting was also interesting. I was privileged to be the VPPR, VPE, and secretary of the club. I like electronics as a hobby. I like to sing. But I don't know why. All around me always have a problem of identifying song from the tune I sing. As many of you would agree, missing by a small margin is very painful. My birthday would have been celebrated all over the world romantically if I were not born late by a few hours on 15th February. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranjit Sukumar. Contest host, please escort all the evaluation contestants to the breakout room to prepare their evaluation. And kindly confirm once all the contestants have been shifted.
Contest chair, yes.
The invitation has been sent. Okay, all the contestants along with the chief judge and the co-host are in the breakout room.
Thank you. Timer, let us start the 5-minute countdown.
Contestant, just sorry to intervene. We'll keep it for 3 minutes as advised by the chief judge.
Okay.
Timer, please note it is 3 minutes.
Hi, good evening, everyone, once again. Since the chief judge and the judges have gone out, I think we can use this time to interact until they come back rather than a deafening silence. What do you guys say? We can?
Perfect, sir.
Right, okay. So anyone want to share about your Toastmasters experience or any challenges we can discuss here? If anyone want to have anything to discuss?
One quick thing, District Director, if everybody can turn on the videos, I could take a picture.
Okay. So that is also good. Okay, but only thing you'll be missing that
The judges then, yeah.
Judges and chief judges. Yes.
I will keep taking pictures.
Yeah. Okay. Then I think better. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, no issues. So, dear friends, okay, while you are posing for the pictures, my simple request to all of you: keep motivating your members to participate in the club contest, because this is the time they can test themselves. Now, what I am understanding is a few clubs have a habit of nominating. If the area is having 4 or less clubs, they can nominate 2 contestants to the contest. So some clubs I am seeing they are having an easy route, okay, rather than wasting energy and everything. And of course, contestants are not coming forth. They are trying to nominate 2 people to the area contest. My sincere request to you, all of you members, and especially the club presidents and area directors are here, encourage people to participate, whether they are winning or losing, at least, because now since it is an online contest, not much of a logistics issues are there, because people join Toastmasters to improve, develop. So contest is an opportunity for the development. Why to deprive that? No? So my request to all of you is please encourage them and ask them to participate. And also, it's not necessary only 3-4 participants. You can have as many contestants as possible. Let them participate. It is a good experience for them. So some people, they may get good experience, but they are not able to get into the winning list, but still they have a taste. They can get themselves ready for the next year. So my suggestion is just encourage the participation. That will be a real good thing for the people to happen. And the second one is now we are closing 6 months. Request if the club leaders are there, just watch out your distinguished club program points. Let us all work proactively. Let us not have a rush in the last minute to see how we are going to achieve the DCP points. Because for any club, one of the criteria, I will not say DCP point is the only criteria. One of the criteria, one of the scorecard of the club's success is the distinguished club program points. So please work on that. So because we are closing 6 months, because then only then you will also have a time to really focus on the development of the people. Otherwise, you will see who to bring it, how to do that. All tensions will erupt because now contest season is starting. After club contest, you have area contest, area division, district. Everybody will be starting February. Everyone will be busy. So before that, let us take some time to think about that and do that. And yesterday in the club officers training, I put an appeal to all the club presidents. We have around 28 clubs that are really struggling with less than 20 members. Pikuri, are you back? I can stop.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But maybe you can, because it's a very important message that you're sharing. Please go ahead, conclude in another 15-20 minutes, sir. Please.
Okay, done. Okay. See now the what request I had to the president is we have around 28 clubs that are having less than 20 members and they're having little challenges. As a district, if we all pitch in to attend their meetings and support them, that would be a great support what we are going to our fellow Toastmasters. If you don't give that support, of course, as a district, club growth director has already appointed the coaches and division area and district is working on to develop them. But still, we request all of your support to attend. Now it's an online meeting. If you can, whenever you are hearing that messages, you can attend those meetings to support and encourage them. That will be a big boost to them. Thank you very much. Back to you, team.
Contest chair, we are back. The contestants are back. Now you may please begin. Thank you. Now, I guess only the first, we will get back only the first contestant, right? Okay, let's check if...
First contestant is here.
Okay, I hope the second contestant and Pradeep is, co-host is still there in the breakout room.
Yes, I confirm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, host. As Speaker Toastmaster Ranjit Sugmar, I kindly request you to switch your video on and keep your mic muted. So let us welcome contestant number 1, Haris Babu. Toastmaster Haris Babu, is your mic unmuted and video switched on?
Yes. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are. Have you pinned the timer 1 and is the timer visible on your screen?
Yes.
Please repeat after me. This is an audio video check for evaluation mock contest.
This is an audio video check for the evaluation mock contest.
I confirm that you're both audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster Haris Babu. Over to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't that a great opening which intrigued the audience by our test speaker? It actually captivated the audience. I was very easily able to see his hand gestures, as he moved around, okay, and he was engaging humor about the dogs and engineers in Bangalore. He was focusing on the specifics of how we got out, and he was searching for the job in Bangalore. Then he moved to Kuwait, Qatar, and how we reached Qatar finally. Then his journey into the Toastmasters, how we set a foot, about the food and the meeting, and then going on to take the roles as a VP PR. He's doing great. There are a few elements which I thought he could have improved. The vocal variety, the pitch, the tone of the delivery could have been varied in order to bring more elements into it. I felt that his eye contact was about to one side. Probably his camera was to one side. I'm not sure. What he talked about in terms of the electronics and the music was not very clear. There was a bit of lack of clarity in that respect. But nevertheless, with that great opening and that fabulous conclusion, he left that matter intriguing till the end. At the end, he gave that beautiful conclusion, why he missed that by a small margin, the Valentine's Day, which would have been celebrated as his birthday. The humor, the intrigue, how he captivated the audience is absolutely fabulous. A great speaker indeed, and a great delivery of a winning speech. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Over to you, Contestant.
Thank you, Toastmaster Haris Babu. Now let us welcome contestant number 2.
No, wait. We'll also have 1 minute silence in between. In the meantime, we'll have the second contestant move to the room.
Contest chair, the next contestant is also back in the main contest room.
Shall we continue, Judge?
Yeah, please.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Let us welcome contestant number 2, Yuvanti Costa. Toastmaster Yuvanti Costa, is your mic unmuted and video switched on?
Yes, my mic is unmuted. Am I audible?
Yes. Have you pinned the timer 1 and is the timer visible on your screen?
Yes, I have pinned the timer.
Please repeat after me. This is an audio video check for evaluation mock contest.
This is an audio video check for the evaluation mock contest.
Thank you. I confirm that you are both audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 2, Yuvanti Costa. Over to you.
Who doesn't like to go down memory lane? Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and my target speaker. If you'd ask me, I'd love to. And Toastmaster Ranjit, that is exactly what you did today. You went down your memory lane and then you brought us into your life story. What I like the most about you entering today was your enthusiasm. I don't think I heard the speech title, did I? You started so soon. Wow. I'm sure you were very eager to get into your speech. Kudos to you on that. And the next what I liked the most about it was the way you systematically brought in all stages of your life in a very chronological order, from education to job to marriage, and then surprises too. Good job on that. And the most significant part I noticed was the setting of a story. You actually had a character named. Instead of just saying my wife, or I got married to my wife, so and so, you actually mentioned, I got married to Sindhu. You gave your character a name. Bravo on that. But as they all say, with every speech that we do, we can improve ourselves. Here are a few of my personal suggestions I have, which I hope will benefit you to have an improved speech and to become an improved speaker. What I noticed the most was when you were trying to grip your hands at the tummy area. Though I mentioned that you had that enthusiasm, This particular notion actually tries to restrict you. As we all suggest, try to have an open palm in front of your audience if you do not have any other gestures that you would want to have. And the stage use, I agree, online is definitely not an easy task. But still, we have that left corner and the right corners on your screen. They say, look straight into the camera. Yes, do look, but try to move around on the corners of your camera. And also, for each destination of your life, you can use your positionings. And when you had to return back to Kuwait, return back. This way you would give or create more vivid imaginations in our minds for your story. And another tip would be the vocal variety. Who is not sad when they don't get low marks? We are all sad. You can add a little bit of that emotions into it too. To sum it up, brilliant speech, very well organized, and I would want you to add the little suggestions provided by me to become a better speaker for your future. Good luck, Toastmaster Ranjit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yuvanti Costa. With this, we conclude our evaluation contest. Over to MC. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shadia. Okay. I know we are all now excited and eager to be amazed and be inspired. Let us commence the mock online international speech contest. To lead us in the highlight of tonight's mock contest, Toastmaster, who is our Toastmaster, who is working for an insurance company and a mother of two, residing in Qatar for more than 10 years now. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Dolly Menzies.
Thank you. Thank you, MC. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to District 116 Toastmasters Online International Speech Mock Contest 2020. The purpose of today's contest is twofold: to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities and to recognize the best as encouragement to all, to provide the audience with an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from the Toastmasters training. Moving on with the contest, all contestants have been briefed and I have collected the signed documents confirming eligibility and speech originality. They have also been informed about the online speech procedure and effective delivery of speech on this platform. Our timers and ballot counters have already been announced by our MC and remain same for this contest. Chief Judge for today's contest is Toastmaster Manzoor Moiddin. Let us give a big round of applause for all our dedicated role players. Judges have been briefed by the Chief Judge and they are ready to start. Ladies and gentlemen, we have two contestants competing today. Contestants, please, can you turn your video on? Host, can you please confirm?
Toastmaster Simon. His second contestant, Toastmaster Simon, is available in the meeting, but his video is still turned off.
Can you please give him a call and check? Because otherwise now the contest is to begin now. Yes.
Yeah, making a call. Yeah, his video is turned on now. Contestant, please continue.
Thank you, host. The speaking order is as follows. Contestant number 1, Nalini Mathur. Contestant number 1, Nalini Mathur. Contestant number 2, Simon Kurian. Contestant number 2, Simon Kurian. Let's give all our contestants a huge and encouraging round of applause. All contestants can switch off their cameras. All the contestants and judges have been briefed about the contest rules, the highlights for the benefit of the audience, and as a reminder to all are as follows. The speech time is from 2 to 3 minutes. Contestants who speak less than 1 minute 30 seconds or more than 3 minutes 30 seconds will be disqualified. Timing begins with the speaker's first definite verbal, non-verbal communication with the audience. The timer will use the green virtual background at 2 minutes and will remain on for 30 seconds. The yellow virtual background at 2 minutes 30 seconds and will remain on for 30 seconds. The red virtual background at 3 minutes, and this will remain on until the speech has concluded. No signal will be used to indicate if a speaker goes over time. However, in the event of technical failure, the speaker will be given a 30-second grace period. The contestant must spin the timer screen before starting their speech. Protests are limited to eligibility and originality and must only be lodged by voting judges or contestants, both of whom have already been briefed on the procedure. Chief Judge, may we proceed with the contest?
Yes, contestant, please. Please ensure that everyone else is muted except the speakers.
Host, can you confirm?
Yes, everybody's on mute.
Thank you. Let us welcome our contestant number 1, Nalini Mathur. Let us give a big round of applause. Nalini, is your microphone unmuted and video switched on?
Yes, contest chair.
Have you pinned the timer 1 and is the timer visible on your screen?
Yes, I have pinned the timer and yes, I can see the white background with the timer logo and the Toastmasters logo.
Thank you. Please repeat after me. This is an audio video check for International Speech Contest.
This is an audio video check for International Speech Contest.
I confirm you're visible and audible. Contestant number 1, Nalini Mathur. Lessons from COVID. Lessons from COVID, Nalini Mathur.
Contest chair, dear Toastmasters and judges, welcome to my home. Inviting you all into our houses would have been improbable if it weren't for COVID. COVID, along its wake, has given us a lot of opportunities to learn, and I am here to share with you the 3 lessons I learned in the past 9 months. The first lesson is, love may conquer all, but it is likability that sustains it all. Very early on in the COVID incarceration saga, perhaps in May, I learned that while I might love my family members, do I really like them enough to tolerate them 24/7? I'm sure this is a question all of you ask yourself. The truth is, maybe not. So let's reverse engineer it, and that's what I did. How can I make myself likable for my family members? I had a family meeting, and my son said, Mom, don't correct us so much. My husband said, don't condemn us so much. And my daughter said a lot of things I don't want to share in the public forum. But I realized, yes, I should stop correcting, condemning, or criticizing my family members to increase my likability quotient. Just by working on those 3 aspects, we brought more fun and likability into our lives. The second lesson I learned is, for better mental health, it is always good to connect with childhood friends. So what did we do? My husband and I, both of us, stopped talking with each other for a little while and got onto Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meets, and met with our childhood friends whom we somehow lost touch with and who knew us before life jaded us. Trust me, one shot of that childhood enthusiasm, one shot of going back in time, it improved our mental health so much that we were back into the family, ready to tolerate and have fun with each other. The third lesson, and could you all come closer to the speakers, please, because this is one of the most important lessons. The third lesson is, diets don't work. Right from April, I had a whole sheet, a diet chart prepared. I'm going to go on this diet. I'm not going to eat this. I'm not going to eat after 8. And ladies and gentlemen, not eat after 8 is such an unreasonable request. Not going to happen. So my suggestion to you is, eat and be merry. So the 3 lessons I learned for all of you to reiterate is, increase your likability quotient, connect with your friends who knew you before life jaded you, and diets don't work. Over to you, Contest Chair.
Thank you, Nalini. Please give a round of applause. We will have a minute of silence.
Considering mock, please go ahead, Dolly.
Let's welcome contestant number 2, Simon Kurian. Let's give a huge round of applause. Simon, is your microphone unmuted and video switched on?
Yes.
Have you pinned the timer, and is the timer visible on your screen?
Yes, the timer is visible.
Please repeat after me. This is an audio video check for International Speech Contest.
This is an audio video test for International Speech Contest.
I confirm you're visible and audible. Contestant number 2, Simon Kurian. Live your life. Live your life, Simon Kurian.
Thank you. Beauty of life is enjoying the passage of time. These are the words by James Taylor, a famous English poet. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, good evening to all of you. December, the month of celebrations. You can see the trees everywhere, the stars, the decorations, the cakes, the Thanksgivings, the parties, happy moments everywhere. Tom came rushing from his school to his home. Without even changing his dress, he went to his father. Papa, let's put up a Christmas tree. Christmas tree? Yes, Papa, it's December. All my friends, James, Thomas, everybody has put up the trees. And they bought the pictures of the beautiful trees. Now, tomorrow, I told them that we are making a tree, and tomorrow I want to share the picture of our tree with them. Tom, I'm disappointed with you. You are asking me to buy a tree, and what you will learn from it, what I will learn from it. You're asking me to waste my money. If you had asked me to buy a mathematics book or a book on programming, I would have bought it for you with much happiness. Sorry, I can't do this. I cannot waste my money. I would rather save this money for my retired life or for your higher education. Tom was disappointed. He was terribly disappointed. Days passed, months passed, years passed. Tom grew up. When he was 16, 17, he got new friends. He got the happiness from these friends, which was denied to him in his home. He left his home forever. And his father had the memories of the fights which they used to have. Now, after his retirement, Tom's father decided to enjoy his life. It was an ambition for him to own a BMW motorbike. It was his ambition for 20, 25 years, and he could not own it, not because he didn't have the means to buy it, but he wanted to have all his happiness after his retirement. When he was going to the shop to buy this thing, he reached near his car and he felt like his legs are not able to support him. He tried to catch the car so that he will not fall down, but his hands didn't respond. 2 minutes after, he was in an ICU bed in a hospital. He was paralyzed. The rest of his life is going to be in a bed. His plans of enjoying his life after his retirement is shattering. Dear friends, dear Toastmasters, today is certain for you. Tomorrow is uncertain. Make your happiness, make your moments of joy today, because tomorrow is uncertain for you. Over to you, Contestant.
Thank you, Simon. Let's give a round of applause. With that, we conclude District 116 International Speech Mock Contest 2020. Over to our lovely MC, Amani.
Thank you, dear Dolly.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interfere. Amani, just before that, we'll quickly show what happens in a ballot counting session, especially for those people who will be acting as the chief judges and also as the ballot counters. We'll show a quick demo. Assume that we are in a break room and I'm the chief judge. Okay, so I'm gonna launch the demo. Okay. Now you can see here, I'm going to open up the tally sheet. Just someone quickly confirm that you are able to see the tally sheet.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. Now what happens in the breakout room session is the chief judge will open this tally sheet along with his mode of communication, which he has confirmed with the voting judges. Most probably that will be WhatsApp. So he'll be opening up a window, a web browser with the web WhatsApp. And he will open the voting judges one by one and confirm all the judges have sent the TI ballot along with their name printed and the signature. So once it is confirmed, one of the ballot counters, the first ballot counter, can I ask Toastmaster Ashok Pandey, our ballot count here, to send me a request? So the main ballot counter will send a remote access request to the chief judge. Can you see that request has come to me?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm going to approve it. Now, the ballot counter has a direct access to my file, this Excel sheet, and going through the voting judges one by one, he will enter the result as per the voting results given by the judges. So Toastmaster Ashok, could you please enter the result, some test results?
Sure.
Randomly you can consider the first contestant 1, 2, 3 only, just to show that how the data entering works. So we are taking the first judge. So he has awarded the first contestant number 1, the first place with 3 points. And you can see automatically this sheet is coloring the results as per the data given.
You want me to fill up the numbers for all the judges and contestants?
No, just I hope the process is now become familiarized for the ballot counters and also the chief judges. So another way I can stop the remote control. And as a chief judge, I can also give the remote control to the ballot counter by selecting the participant available in the breakout room. So for example, if I have to select again Toastmaster Ashok, I'm selecting him, and he will receive the request from my end to him asking to control my system remotely. Can you try again, Toastmaster Ashok? Thank you, Ashok. I think it's working perfectly. So once all the results from the voting judges have been collated, the totals will be opening up here with the totals received from all the judges. And if we put, for example, if this speaker, contestant number 2, has been disqualified for the time, and if I put yes, it changes to red. And accordingly, the chief judge can make the results considering the time disqualification and the results from the tie-breaking judge. And if there are any protests, for example, disqualified on the originality. And after considering all these criteria, the chief judge will rank the winners in order. Let's say that contestant number 3, 2, or 1. And he will enter the ballot counters information here, and this result will be passed on to the contest chair. And the contest chair at the end of the session will announce the winners. So this is what happens in a typical breakout session, which includes the chief judge, the co-host, and the 2 ballot counters. So that's the process for the ballot counting session. I hope this process is clear for everyone. Like I said earlier, practice is the most important thing which everyone has to do, especially when we do something for the first time. Okay, now I give the control back to our MC, Toastmaster Mike.
Shahriaz, before that, maybe you want to explain about the glitch that happened during the table topics.
Yes, thanks for reminding that, PQD. Actually, most of you might have seen that the second speaker in the table topics contest couldn't continue for the technical reasons, but this was a planned technical glitch just to show you that anything can happen during a contest, and what happens, especially the chief judge will interfere and say if the contestant will be able to back into the contest within 30 seconds. And unfortunately, if the contestant is would still not be able to come back to the main join the contest, he will be disqualified. But for some reason, fortunately he will be able to join the meeting that 30 seconds. Within after that 30 seconds, he will have to finish the speech by the allotted time. If he goes above 7:30, it will be disqualified. But if he finishes his speech just before the 30 seconds, 7 minutes 30 seconds, he will be qualified. So that's about how the process works for any contestant who will be momentarily lost their connectivity, or in some cases for table topics, if he is presented the topic, then we will have to start over the contest. Or for the evaluation, he will be put in the contest room back, or in the breakout room back. Hope I'm clear, PQD.
Yes, thank you.
Back to our MC Abani.
Thank you, Shahrayaz. That ends my role here. Thank you very much to all our lovely audience. And I really enjoyed my time. Thank you for the opportunity and experience. Let me now call up our District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Talyan K, to give us the closing remarks, and finally adjourn this speech contest orientation and mock contest workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Talyan K.
Thank you, MC. Just I have one question to our PQD. Are we announcing any results, or just this is only a test?
No results will be announced now. Okay. Because there were no judges.
All right. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Once again, good evening to all of you. We had a great time today and demonstrating and training on how the online contest is going to go about that. And I'm really happy with the number of attendants. I think one stage I was able to see around 89 participants were there. That's a good number for the contest to happen. I think most of the, and I'm very happy, delighted to see a lot of area directors were part of that. That is a great news. Thank you, my dear area directors, division directors, and all of you for your attendance today. And a special thanks to our host, Ramon Nair, then co-host our Zenith, then our trainers Sehriyas, Bindu Pillai, then contest chairs, contestants especially, then co-hosts, chief judges Toastmaster Shyam and distinguished Toastmaster Manzoor, then timers, ballot counters, and if I missed out any other role players, thank you so much to each and every one of you for your effort today. Right? It was and especially our team organizing this, because it is what we have seen only a few hours of demonstration, but so our countless hours have gone into that. Thank you very much for all your effort to make our contests a success one. Let us all strive our hard to get the quality contest starting from club level. And one simple request, in the training it was mentioned, I think Bindu has mentioned about the judges, and I think in that slide it was mentioned +3 judges, I think. Okay, so why I am repeating that is, whatever your required judges for your level of contest, please ensure you have additional judges, because in the online contest anything can happen. You may lose contacts of 1 or 2 judges. Always better have at least 3 additional judges, and it is a better way to go about that. And last reminder, this year we have trained several judges, and already PQD has circulated the list of judges who attended the training. My humble request to all the clubs, that is the area where you can really involve a lot of new judges to get themselves officiate in that. Please give an opportunity for the judges also, the new judges also, to get part of that. With that, once again, thank you you very much for each and every one of you. And a special thank to my dear PQD Distinguished Toastmaster Mansoor Moidin for spearheading this. And one more special thank. I could see our past district director, Distinguished Toastmaster Rajesh Sundaresan also attending the session. Thank you very much, sir, for your being with us today. With that, I adjourn today's session.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Didi. Now,